Well, hello and welcome to Monks Alive. As you may have seen this, we're going to start out talking about the eclipse today, and then I don't know where we'll go from there. We got a couple of folks with us. Tony from Stone Wolf Outdoors. He is traveling and enjoying this really calm, mild Kansas weather that we have out here. And you may hear some of it here in just a little bit because I'm in the middle of a big lightning storm, big thunderstorm here. And then we also have Al from Newfoundland, and Al is joining us today, and we're going to have a lot of fun talking about whatever and wherever we go. Hey guys.
Hey Dan.
Hey.
Tony looks like he's inside today.
Yeah, there wasn't much chance of even trying to record out in this wind.
Yeah. I remember when we moved from North Carolina to here, had two guys that had never been to Kansas, never been out west, and so they were talking about it, and we said, and in North Carolina, it was a windy day for North Carolina, but winds maybe 10 miles an hour. And I said, hey, that's not even a breeze in Kansas.
I haven't had 10 miles an hour since I've been in Kansas. So
no, you're not going to have it. That wind comes in over the Rockies and comes flowing down through those the West Kansas plains, and you're just going to get pounded. But
yeah, we get the Atlantic winds here. There's no break in it whatsoever. So
yeah, and you're actually is Newfoundland an island, Al?
Yeah.
So you're wow.
We're out in it. And there's no stopping it when it wants to come, that's for sure. Now, granted, there, like everywhere, there are nice days where it's, there's a little bit of a breeze. I'll call it a breeze, but it's not windy.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it's not windy here either, and it's like 23, 24 miles an hour. It's not windy.
Yeah.
No.
It's just light breeze right now.
Calls that breezy, right? Yeah.
If it's under 40 miles an hour, it's not much.
Well, you're getting nailed with that storm right now, too.
We're getting nailed by it. But it says we're going to get a little over an inch of rain. We can use it. It is so dry here. We could probably use.
I could send you some of the water I got up here, man. It is just soaking wet everywhere.
Oh man! No, you can keep that cold.
Yeah.
So close.
Do like it a little warmer. I
wouldn't even mind hitting you halfway. Half the wind, half the weather.
Yeah. It would come or go, but then, we just. My little drone, I have to pick the days.
I'm inside. My camera is still shaking from the wind.
Yeah. Welcome to Kansas.
Right.
Yeah, but you are it's flat out there, but it's got its own beauty to it.
It does. I think. I love it. I mean, I can't see a hill anywhere. No. It is just clear, like being out on the ocean. There's nothing.
Yep.
I don't know. Have you ever been on our ocean? Sometimes just walls of water beside you.
Well,
no, I take that. There's no walls at all here.
No.
But the crazy thing is, if you drive straight north, like we were talking earlier, if you drive straight north, just past Scott City, you come to two different things because that was all ocean back, in prehistoric days.
Yeah.
And I've got a buddy that he goes out there and he collects shark's teeth, prehistoric shark's teeth, all over that area. And they're big ones. I mean, these things are huge. But you come up and there's Little Jerusalem Badlands State Park, and it looks just like you've gone into the Badlands. It just like the bottom fell out of Kansas, and it's just there. This sort of a canyon kind of thing.
I thought Kansas was the bottom, but hey.
Yeah. Yeah. But then on the other side, there's they call them monument rocks, and these things are 70 feet tall, and they just stick out of the earth. And I did videos on both of them, but it's an amazing place. So, yeah. What's going on up in Newfoundland, Al?
Well, I got really excited the past few days. It hit like in the 40s. So it's been nice.
Oh, nice.
The snow is starting to melt off, and I assume I should be
just getting primed for a nice spring snowfall.
Yeah. I'm every time I say this, we have a storm. But I'm hoping to be able to get down into the woods pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at that point now where there's enough snow gone that I can go. I'm just waiting for some of the water to run off now, so it won't be up to my ankles in water the whole way. It should be fun.
Yeah. Hey, Desmond.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see everybody on here. I watched your video, Al, of working on your back porch.
Yep.
That was fun. It was fun to watch you.
There's more of that to come too. I got more wood. I got to fix some stuff that I done out there already because of the wind. Yay. But yeah, there's gonna be lots more for that to come too, because I got like I said, I got more wood, so I'm just gonna keep building with getting rid of the tarps and filling in some of the holes and stuff like that.
Videos are so hard to watch. I'm a carpenter, and it is so hard to watch.
You must do lots of laughing at me, do you?
Oh man, it is definitely interesting.
I'm using the little mini chainsaw, ripping through wood.
Yeah, I thought the chainsaw was a great idea. That's way better than the handsaw. I would have never thought of using the chainsaw for that.
Yeah,
and it went through it like butter.
It went right through that wood, and so yay.
Yeah, it cuts through it, no problem. It leaves it a little rough, but hey, you know. It does. You just wait till the next couple you sees, and
that last one I was watching you pound nails into a hinge, and we don't use nails for hinges. We use screws for hinges.
Oh, I know. But what I was looking at with that is when I got the nails in through, I can bend them over so they won't come out.
Yeah.
Because
I saw
the amount
that
of
on
wind,
the backside of the panel.
Yeah, with the wind, the amount of wind that we have, if the wind takes it, it'll rip the screws right out of the wood.
Yeah.
But with the nails bent over and I'm bending them opposite, they can't pull out.
Yeah, you should pound 2 nails into one hole.
Yeah, and that'll steady it off.
Yeah, and that way your hinge will only loosen so much.
Huh.
But the bottom hinge actually broke off with the wind. The wind took the door and ripped the bottom hinge off. So that's one of the fixes I got to do.
You know, people don't even fly flags around here.
They don't care either. Every time you put a flag up, it rips apart.
It's just would be straight the whole time. Oh, me. Yeah.
But I will show you, like, out on the step is my rough cut. I just want to get it done so I can go out there and sit down and relax and not worry about anything.
Yeah,
once I get it done,
fall's going to be here. The rain and the snow are coming back in, so
I'll be nice and cozy and warm out there. I won't have to worry.
Yeah,
but when I get out there, you just wait, Tony, because when I get it all done out there, and I'm out there doing the projects I want to do, that's where you're going to see some of the skills that I have with wood.
Cool.
Because I do. My biggest problem is having the proper tools.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure of that.
Right? Like I really
saw your
if
hammer.
I want to do it, that's an old hammer. That's an old hammer. I actually have an old hammer, but I do have a new hammer. I just misplaced it at the moment. But I'm like, if I had room, I don't have room, so it's not going to happen.
Right.
But like a bandsaw, scroll saw.
Well, I noticed you got the jigsaw.
The
That'll
wood,
cover
yeah, I got the
bandsaw and
jigsaw.
the scroll saw.
Yeah.
It'll do the same work. It just takes longer.
It will, but it's just a little bit harder to control. Versus if you got like the bandsaw, that's
Feed it.
Bandsaw's not that easy, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I work on a band. My job is I'm a butcher. I work with a bandsaw all day long.
Sweet, not wood.
No, but I started with wood. I did start with wood because in school we had the industrial arts, which was woodworking classes and stuff like that. So that's where I started with my woodworking skills. And then, I just, if I sit down and put my mind to it, I can do it. It's just going to take me a while. And that's why I want to get the step all closed in rather quickly.
Yeah.
So I can take my time and work on the projects I want to work on. Right? Versus, rushing around to get it all done.
I was watching you cut those angle cuts with that chainsaw. I was thinking, that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know how that was going to work, but it worked out okay.
No, it looked good. I mean, it looks like it's going to work out just fine for you. I mean, that's what matters.
Yeah.
The window went in quick.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how easy. Like, I was expecting to have to put in some 2x4 supports and stuff like that for the window, but where it was small enough and it's butted against the railing and that, I didn't need to put anything in, so it worked out perfect.
Cool. Very cool. So are you all geared up for the eclipse now?
I am, but it's not going to pass over my area.
Oh, it's not. I thought it did come right through there.
No, from my understanding, it's going to be more around central Newfoundland. I'm right out on the Avalon Peninsula, right on the end of the Avalon Peninsula, so it's not going to come over me.
It is narrow. It's a narrow band, but yeah, that's too bad. I was rooting for you to have clear skies.
Yeah. I'm rooting for clear skies every day, but it never happens. Eclipse or not, I'm just rooting for clear skies.
Right.
Well, there you go. Yeah, we every hour it seems like the report changes for over in Arkansas where I'm planning to go. It's supposed to be raining, and then I looked at it this morning and it was just the window was perfect. It's going to be clear right in that window. And then I just looked at it a few minutes ago and now it's sitting cloudy. We'll see.
Yeah, I saw a post from a county in Texas on Facebook that said, "Oh, we're going to delay it one day because the clouds are going to be too thick to see it." That's going to work out.
I don't think that's going to happen. Something tells me they're not going to do that.
Something tells me they're not going to be too happy with the delay.
Yeah.
I mean, the last one I was lucky enough to have clear skies for, so that was pretty cool.
And did you say you've got a video of that, Tony?
Yeah. Let me see if I can pop it up.
If you do, I'll pull.
The last eclipse that we had here in my area was back in the 2000s, I believe.
It was a while back.
It happened so early in the morning.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Let me go over to that and hit play.
Well, you can see the little bite out of it right here at the top.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Now I did this through the telescope. I think I told you that.
Yeah.
And I just used a piece of sheetrock as a reflector unit. And so I just kept taking pictures of the sheetrock the whole time.
Yeah. Huh.
And yet every picture is different because the sun kept changing angles. I kept having to, in between shots, adjust the telescope.
Yep.
And
Yep.
wasn't always holding
Yep.
the sheetrock the same way. So the colors are a little off. But it still gives everybody an idea of what happens during an eclipse.
Yeah. Huh. That's cool.
You know, you think about this with the eclipse, and I believe it's because the only reason that this happens this way is that the sun and the moon is a third of the distance or size or something.
Yeah.
It works out mathematically that if it was off by a few degrees, we wouldn't have this at all.
Well, I wasn't in a full path of it, so my path
So
still had a little ring of the sun on it. It still got dark during that point, though.
Yeah, there's so many factors. I mean, if the moon, you know, because its orbit's elliptical like ours is, and so if it's further out from the Earth, let me get this right. Yeah, further out from the Earth, that's the annular eclipse, and so you still, even though it might be totally covering the sun will still have that outer
ring.
Yeah, you get the ring around the whole thing. I wished I'd have got that on this one, but that wasn't the eclipse we had.
But this one is coming up, you know, it's going to be, the moon is closer to the Earth, so it casts its shadow more on the Earth, and that's when the sun will be totally covered, and all you'll see is that little hair-like gases around for about where I'm going to be. It's going to be about a minute and a half. If you're right in the middle of the path, I think it's 4 minutes that you can actually take your solar glasses off. You can look at it because the sun's totally covered. As soon as you have that diamond effect on it where the sun's coming back out, then you have to put your glasses back on so you don't burn your eyes out.
Wouldn't it be nice?
I use the telescope and the piece of sheetrock.
Yeah, that's wise.
The whole time, even when I was dialing in the telescope, I was looking at the sheetrock. I was not eyeballing through because there was no chance eyeballing through the telescope. Telescope, severe magnification. And I've done this to see sunspots and stuff like that through the telescope also. So I can do it. I can look at it here indirectly. I do have a solar shield for my telescope, but the sheetrock performs so much better.
Now,
there's
how many your solar shield does that have the multi-fraction colors in it? It because you can set it. That looks so cool when you set it up. You can change it from the oranges to the reds to the greens to the blues.
I've been looking at a new telescope that'll actually let me work it from the computer, and I'm hoping to find one that'll work for me in my price range at least.
I got a couple of these. These are just little, you know, they're Mylar filters, and they set over the top. Let me get this lens. This is one of the lenses I'll use, and they just sort of set over the top of the lens, and then you can zoom it out, of course, and that's 300 millimeters. So it does. This was the shot that I took from that.
Me camping.
That's
pretty good.
And yeah, it's you really can't hardly see it, but there is a couple of sunspots on that one too. But that's pretty cool.
I was trying to take shots of Mercury crossing the sun. Is when I started started using the sheetrock.
Oh, wow.
And even with that, the dark side of the sheetrock, I still had to wear my sunglasses to see it. Because
no kidding.
Because it's
by
so
looking
bright.
at the
Yeah. But I don't got pictures because I didn't do that at the time. You know, I wasn't even caring about pictures, video. I just want to see it, you know, just like shots of the moon I've taken and stuff like that. It's like, I just want to see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I used to have a telescope and I sold it off, but I didn't take pictures of anything either when I had it. It was just, I just want to be able to see it.
Yeah, this eclipse was the only time I brought the camera out, and I'm like, oh, it'd be fun. And every couple minutes, I put the sheetrock up, click, you know, and just keep doing that because I'm constantly moving the telescope.
Yeah. Well, that's what this bug monster back here. This is the lens cover that I've got for it. Same way, you know, it's the same material. And these are just, well, I could buy the very nice 100,000 ND filters to go on the lens,
right?
For $105, or I could get these for $12. So, you know,
$12 sounds better to me.
Yeah, use them once. No, that's fine. That's all I want them for, is to get through this eclipse, because I'll be pushing up daisies when the next eclipse comes out. I'm not.
Well, you're hoping to be in the path with clear skies, right?
Yeah. We'll see.
I ain't going to be in North Dakota.
No, I'd like to have the resources, you know, to be able to follow the eclipse across the continent.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
It would be, wouldn't it?
How fast do I have to drive on the road?
Stay in it.
Oh man, yeah. You're gonna be booking.
When you stop and think about the time zones and everything, you would be able. It would be able to be done, and you would legally be able to do it, because
in an airplane, our Earth is spinning at what, 46,000 miles per hour.
Yeah, but you still got to account. There's 12 hours of the light going across, you know, across the continent. So it could be done. It could be done. It could be done on the ground. It could be. It would be very costly.
Travel across the country and never cast a shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could call it the vampire movement.
Yep.
You're not allowed. If you get caught by the sun, you're gone. You're out.
You're out. Don't go to the light. Don't go into the light.
No, but that's something that I thought about with this and the whole, you know, the eclipse, and the sun comes up and then it blocks out and then you go. Right? And just keep you'd have to have the map of where is it going to be. Obviously, you'd have to have the continental map showing, because it swoops. It don't go in a straight line. It kind of swoops. Right? So that's what you'd have to follow, is that swoop across the nation. It'd be pretty interesting.
It would be very
camping.
You know, this is the last one for what, 24 years or something like that?
Until 2044. 2044. So that's why I'm saying I don't have
my last chance.
Not mine. Not mine.
No, Al, you're a young pup, but
I'm old and I'm talking about it, and it's like, yeah, we might see the next one, but we got to see one at least, you know.
There you go.
I'll be in my 60s.
Yeah, he's a young punk.
Oh yeah.
And the baby gotta love me.
You're the baby doesn't mean we have to love you. That's for sure.
It does.
Oh my.
My.
Well, I've been taking a photograph course, a night photography course from a lady out of Nova Scotia.
Oh,
It's really good, and she's really good. But she is going down to, I guess, yeah, Tony. She's going down to Phoenix, where you were in that area. She's going down there next week. She said to take pictures of the Milky Way because she just can't get it. She said that the one night that it might be clear in Nova Scotia, she doesn't know
one night every year.
You gotta think Nova Scotia is a half an hour flight from where I'm to. So it's not that far from where I am. So she's actually, if weather comes up the seaboard, it usually hits Nova Scotia before it hits us. So we get a little preview of what it's going to be like.
I could see heading out to Phoenix, because there's some areas within 2-hour drive of Phoenix that are clear sky. I mean, very low light pollution, and not like it is in the Northwest, but still
light pollution light pollution can be so bad. There was one spot I was in, and I got a couple of questions for you, Dan. Is one of the spots we were in, I went camping with my sister, and there was virtually no light pollution at all. And when you looked up at the sky, we could see the spiral arm of the Milky Way, and it was just amazing to see, but my cameras would not pick it up.
Mine don't.
Now, I'm wondering what is the best way, or what kind of camera could I get for really cost efficient to pick that up?
Yeah. Some of the newer phones have some filters in it that they say will be able to do it.
Yeah, not mine.
Yeah, mine doesn't. I got it.
Light is your best friend. So you need a camera, really the lens more than the camera.
Yeah.
You need a lens that's got a very wide, what they call aperture. So the lens that I use for night photography is it's a 16 millimeter f1.4. So it has the lower the number, the lower the f number, the wider it opens up. Sort of like dilating your eye. You know, it opens up wider and it lets more light in.
Yep.
And then you slow down your shutter speed. So when I'm taking the pictures, I've got it on a tripod and I'm opening the shutter for 9 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I
think I only got a max of 3 on my camera.
Yeah.
Before it snaps the shot.
Yeah. You want to open the shutter. So it's got to stay open for 9 seconds. That's my camera. Some cameras, it's 8 to 10, to get those night shots with all the stars.
Yeah. Now, what about for video wise? Do you know of anything in video wise that might capture it? Because I'd like to be able to put it up and look around and.
Where is my camera? Hang on just a second. Actually, I've taken this thing and gotten pretty good night lapses.
Is that a GoPro?
This one's a Osmo Action 3. It's a DJI, but the GoPro will do it too. And I need to research the settings that I put it on because I've got this one already programmed. So I flip it over to night lapse and stick it up there. It's not, well, let me see if I can get you a picture here. It's not the kind of pictures that you would get with a big camera, but they're still pretty.
Yeah.
And they still do well. But
I know there's nothing like I'm not gonna I'm not gonna put in like thousands of dollars into a camera and get like picture eyesight perfect if
One
you're
shot.
there looking at it, right? I know that's
Yeah.
not going to happen, not by
Hey,
a long
Ollie.
shot, but when I look up at the sky in the nighttime with my cameras, I'm lucky to get a good shot of the moon when it's full and bright. You know, it comes out hazily, pixely.
I've been
Yeah.
working
Yeah.
on my moon shots, and I have definitely got it pretty close to dialed in.
Yeah, like look at that.
Yeah, that's
Right?
nice. I can't
See,
do
that one was taken using this lens. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't using this lens. That was taken using the one that I'm doing this video with, or this on my other camera. That's the Sigma 16 millimeter f1.4 lens.
Nice.
And
see, because even if I invest in a good camera like that, whereas see, like I can't get a shot like that.
that's nice.
But if
That's Tony.
yeah, but I can't get a shot like that. Not with my cameras; they don't come out any good. Like that would be a white blurry mess.
Yeah, that's all I used to get from the same camera.
Yeah.
And now I've been working with it and working with the settings and stuff. And now I'm actually seeing definition of the moon itself.
Now, maybe if I use my camera, maybe I'll play around. Well, I'm going to play around with my camera first because my camera can do the photos and everything too. It doesn't just take video. You can take still shot photos and that with it. And there's tons of settings on it. But I know the camera is not, like it was $140. Wasn't a high-end camera, but it's really good for what I'm using. Now, this is Canadian, Tony.
Okay, so a little bit more I spent.
so it's not expensive, right? It was like if for you guys
that was like 12 years ago too. I bought that camera.
Yeah, so like if you guys were to buy my camera, you'd probably pay like $80 for it or $70 or something like that, all in. But what I'm trying to look for is something I can invest in that then I can use for getting good video, plus getting these terrific night shots that I want to get, like where I can stand out.
Take a great shot of the moon, but when I go for that starry sky shot, don't get me wrong, I've been out in some great places with no light pollution and still can't get a good shot of the Milky Way.
Yeah, this one is that's one I got.
That's pretty good.
That's
on
nice.
This camera. But Tony's, I mean, that's good. That's very good. The one camera, the one that I'm using for this live stream it's a Sony ZV-E10. Now it's about $700 for the camera. And then the lens is that Sigma 16 millimeter. And if you buy it new, it's around $300.
I'm having a hard time taking notes at the moment.
Of course, what the hell?
There's a whole bunch of cat scribbles there.
This is what the normal shot of the moon looks like.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah.
This is what you normally see when you take a picture of the moon from most cameras. And
that is what I'm getting a lot of. And to catch a starlight, no, it's not happening.
I mean, it was just a matter of changing a couple settings, and I went to that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping.
Change your ISO and you. I mean, it's just those are the big three. If you can change them on your phone, your ISO, you probably can't change the focal length. So you probably can't change on your phone. Like this f1.4, I can raise it up. I can narrow it down to f8 if I want to.
No.
But on my phone, I can't do that. It's a fixed focal length. But you can change the ISO, and you can change the shutter speed, and you play with those two. Those are the three settings that you're going to deal with, and you change those, and you can get. I mean, that's a nice picture, Tony. Very nice picture.
No, I ended up with a few decent ones, a bunch of blurry ones. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, you got your tripod set up, and I got, you know, I don't got the greatest tripod. My good one is in storage because it weighs a ton. But that's the difference between a great shot and a bad shot, is how stable your tripod is also.
Stability is everything.
Yeah.
The trick I learned for the stability using the telescope is tie something heavy into the middle of the tripod.
Yeah, the one I have in storage has the hook underneath of it where I can put a weight on the bottom of it. And that absolutely makes a difference. The one I have now is a surveyor's tripod, which my other one is too. But it's aluminum, so it's a little lighter. I can carry it. And it's
my tripod. That's what my tripod is. It's aluminum, but it has a shelf in legs, so I can lay something heavy on it if I need to.
Yeah.
So I can just pick up a big rock and lay it on it or something, and help stabilize it.
You're increasing that shutter speed, you know, and it's open longer. Any shake in there is going to cause.
And it just blurs that image. Because with my camera, all I got to do is barely touch the picture button, and it opens the shutter. And it'll hold it open for a few seconds. But if there's any movement at all, the shot's gone.
Yeah, you know? It's just a blurry mess.
And if I just click it real quick, it's not even a good picture. So I gotta hold the shutter open.
Yeah.
And then I gotta not have the tripod move.
That's what I like about this camera here, is I can hit the shutter, you know, the shutter button, and it'll count it down. So I can do like 2 seconds. So all the shake is gone from it. It's sitting there by itself. And then it takes the picture, and I can leave that shutter. I mean, I can leave that shutter open for minutes if I want to. But
I get regular landscape shots, you know, like just taking a picture of something. No, that's not the right button.
No.
Picture on a rock, which I've done many times, like this. This is zoomed in quite a bit.
Okay. Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
I'm standing probably 150, 200 yards out from this, and that's not very big.
That's a rock. That's a rock painting.
And how far are you away from that, Tony?
But I'm probably 150, 200 yards.
Wow. Is that?
And you've seen them. They're not very big.
Oh yeah, they're not big. Yeah. And that's a digital zoom, so that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I was shocked when I got back home and pulled it up, and I was like, holy cow, that's clear. And this is me holding the camera too.
Wow.
This is no tripod. This is freehanding it.
Yeah.
And I took a bunch of pictures. Well, that's not one of them, but of different petroglyphs in the same area from the same distance at different zooms.
Huh.
Oh, that's not it. We're back into the moon again.
You're shooting the moon, Tony.
There we go.
Now, what would be a better resolution?
Well,
it's like I got 18, I got 15, but it's 18.69, 15 megapixels. 1:1 is 18 megapixels.
The biggest resolution you can get is the best resolution.
So 24. The 24.
But you got to be able to view it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It only matters if you can view it. I can go up to 24 on my monitor here and my computer.
Oh yeah, so well I'm looking at,
but I usually do 18.
Yeah, I'm looking at my phone, and my phone here has 24 on it. Yeah. And I don't have no trouble viewing my
the higher the better. I mean, Bika, she's got a good question about, you know, what ISO setting should you set it to? And
that's a matter of playing with it.
You really have to, I think, because the lowest that you can get by with is the best. because ISO is like a gain adjustment on your sensor, and the higher it goes, the more noise it starts to pick up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because my ISO on my night goes from 100 to 1600.
yeah, and the closer you can get to 100, the best. But you might not be getting the shot is better. So even if it's noisy, it's a shot. I mean, this camera, this crazy thing, it'll go up to 16. Oh no, I'm sorry. It'll go up to 25,000 ISO.
And the shutter speed should be as high as you can put it.
Shutter
Or as
speed
low.
should. It depends on what you're taking pictures of. If you're taking pictures of a still
Well, like the
object,
birds.
yeah.
You've been doing a lot of bird shots. You don't need a high shutter or a slow shutter speed for bird shots.
No, you need a high one.
You need to snap it quick because birds are quick.
Like, I mean, even with
I got a
eagles,
bunch of them on my camera. I
Still
just have
1/1250 is what I use for eagles. For like sparrows and things, that's if they're flying and you can catch them, you need like 1/4000. Hummingbirds, to freeze the hummingbird's wings. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I don't have a camera for that.
Yeah,
I got lots of pictures of hummingbirds, but not a one where I could go even video on them. I can't even pull a clip out of there with a frozen wing. Nope.
oh, yeah, they're so fast. They're so fast. Yeah, that's mine.
I'm gonna have to try this with my phone because I was just playing with the ISO and the shutter speed. The shutter speed is actually, if you go 1/4, it's faster. Up 32, it's open for the 32 seconds.
Oh wow, yeah.
You might get a good night shot with that. I
Yeah,
tried. Experiment's the only way you're going to do it.
Yeah. But like my phone has the different settings like AR lens, night, portrait, photo, video.
Yeah. And they all suck. You got to play with the settings individually with each one to figure it out.
The photo one is usually pretty good, like because I gotta sit on the
panoramic makes some of the greatest shots too.
Yeah.
I've never played with the settings on my phone. I have an S22. I've never played with it.
Well, that's the thing with my phone. I was playing around with it, but I didn't know what to play around with to get it to work. That's why I wanted to ask you guys these questions and
yeah.
Everything. Doors. I put a pillow on my lap so I could have my book there to write on, and this is how it ended up.
You got a friend.
Sounds right to me.
So I don't get to write in my book anymore, do I, Doris? No.
I don't know if can you see your exposure setting on your phone? That will it show you what your exposure is?
No, it just gives me the only things it gives me is ISO and shutter speed.
Okay.
Well, better than
and when I closed it, it automatically reset back to auto.
Yeah, that's
which means
you may be able to go in your. Is that an iPhone or is that a Android?
This is a Huawei.
Okay.
It's an Android based phone.
Okay. Yeah, you may be able to go into your setup settings for your camera and change them in there so that it doesn't go back to automatic. I don't know.
Priority, add watermark, aggressive grid, mirror reflection, mute timer, audio control, and ultra snapshot. That's my settings for my camera.
Okay. Yeah, Tony, have you done that, or do you have to reset it every time?
I've never really played with the phone itself.
More. Pro, Slowman, Panorama, HDR, 3D Panorama.
Yeah, HDR is nice, especially in the daytime. because HDR takes 3 pictures, takes one overexposed, it takes one at what the camera or the phone thinks it's right, and then it takes one underexposed, and then it blends the 3 so you get the best range of all those. So.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of settings in the phone.
Now we're on a live and we're all on our phones. Yeah, the HDR comes out pretty clear.
Nothing really that helps with nighttime shooting, though. I'll say that.
Huh.
No shutter speed, nothing like that in mine, at least. At least that
Maybe
I can find that.
We'll see if I can find. I don't know if I can find it or not, but I did a night lapse with. Actually, I think I used my my.
Interesting. Lots to think about and play with. Oh, and by the way, Tony, yeah, I am joining.
Yeah. Finally get my text, or you just finally read it?
I just saw it there. Playing around with my phone, right? I just saw it there. Like, oh yeah, I'm joining.
I'm supposed to be getting rain soon, but I don't see nothing.
I just did up my time lapse of all of March.
Oh.
So I have the entire month of March in one video.
Oh my goodness.
I think it works to be 40 minutes, I think, for the full month. Wow. That'll be out tomorrow. Up on my
tomorrow.
channel. Yeah.
I thought you put out a video today.
I did, but I'm doing my regular videos. But at the end of every month, or the beginning of every month, I'll be putting out the previous month time lapse.
I'll check that out, Bika.
Yeah.
So it's it looks pretty cool too. I was watching it, and there's one spot there. When I was looking out my window, you can see the roof of the fish plant, and that's where you can really notice the difference in the snow coming and going.
And the ice in the bay, you get the ice in the bay and stuff like that.
We didn't get no ice come in this year. I was kind of hoping we would, but none came in this year. Only happens about every 4 or 5 years that an ice flow comes right in the harbor.
That's pretty cool.
So
yeah,
I'm glad I got it when it did come in.
Yeah,
because I got it on a time lapse last year, coming in and going out.
Huh.
But it was only in for a day or two, and then it was gone. So, but I'm thinking, I'm hoping now when I get to January or February of next year, I'm going to take all of the 12 months and combine them into one video and speed it up a little more, so it doesn't take like 2 hours or 3 hours to watch. It'll just be. It might be 2 hours because it's going to be 12 months. It's going to be 12 months in however much I can fit. So it'll be a full year time lapse. Seasons change.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I've kind of got one of those in the works where one of my camp spots that I always go to. And I've got 7 out of the 12 months photoed so far. Same shot, same spot, same shot. And once I actually finish the other few months out of that, I'm going to time lapse that together, showing the seasons as it goes through. I got all the winter ones. I just never go to that place in the summer. I don't know why.
That's all still shot you took, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to do that.
Still shot.
Yeah, I was trying to do that up by a pond up behind the house there, but I wasn't able to get enough trips throughout the year to get to the spot to take the picture.
Well, that was with me. I'm missing the summer months right now from this, and really not a lot difference in 3 months. The same shot. The water table mostly.
Mine was the opposite. I was missing all the winter months because I couldn't get down there.
See, I go camping in the winter there. Well, I used to.
Yeah.
Now I'm spending the winters in Arizona.
Nice. That's all right though.
Yeah.
But it looks nice when it's done. You know?
Uh-huh. Have y'all thought about doing a calendar?
No, I haven't thought about doing
No.
a calendar. That would be rather interesting to do. Go and get the 12 photos and
Yeah,
do them
for
up.
both
I
of
could
you
probably
guys, I think that
find
would
an
be
easy
fascinating.
12 photos to do a calendar.
Yeah,
I could actually take 12 nice still frames from my videos.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
year round, because you do have shots year round.
Yeah.
and you could do sort of your migration tour, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunny every day for 12 months.
12 states.
But a different time. Yeah, I think that would be neat. I think that would be neat.
Hmm.
Yeah. You know, I use a thing called Wirestock. Are you guys familiar with Wirestock?
Hmm.
You can post, I mean, they got pretty tight parameters of what they will accept, but you post your pictures on their site and they sell them. And, yeah, it's not a get rich quick scheme, but at least in mine anyway. But, you know, I've made a little bit out of it from posting videos from hikes and different photos. But, you know, something like that, and then, or, you know, having your own calendar to do. I think that would be fascinating.
What's it called? Film stock.
It's called Wirestock. WIRESTOCK. Yeah. Is it .com? Let me look real quick. But yeah, it's worth checking out, and I can send you the wirestock.io.
I've noticed that lately a lot of sites are doing .io instead of .com.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Well, they got reach out further.
I think it's artificial intelligence taking over.
You need another dot.
Maybe they're trying to all get us go to the moon on Jupiter.
Hey, you lower the price where I can afford it, I'll go.
Oh, I'd love to.
That's interesting though, because I do have some nice pictures that I done already.
Yeah, same. I've got, you know, years and years of doing photography, and
well, Instagram was all Instagram was pictures, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like I done Instagram, and I done like I was doing the tiny world and stuff like that on Instagram, where I was taking pictures of really tiny things and making them bigger so you could see them, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, like it's definitely something to look at.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, it's there's a free version, and then there's one that you can pay for. But you know, the free version you can still upload. I forgot how many photos.
It's like this guy.
Oh, fun! I like him.
Isn't he cute?
Neat little spider. Yeah.
That's one of them little black and white zebra jumping spiders, and he sat there long enough for me to get that.
That looks like Nikki.
You are going to get in trouble, Tony.
Oh, hi, Sandy. Good to have you here.
Hello.
I watched I watched her latest video. She had 2 journals. That's what she does. She makes journals out of. Oh, that's cool. Is that on a?
It's on a daisy.
On a daisy.
Yeah.
Cool. Sandy makes these really artistic journals. She cuts them out, you know, different papers, and scallops the edges, and she makes the fabrics and she sews them together. But she was sharing two that she got that were just amazing. I mean, more than what my engineering brain goes to the, it's
I go to the structure, not to the decorative.
yeah. And I would love to be able to have that artistic mind. I think that's why I try photos and videos, is because
Well, your photos you've been posting of the birds, you've been doing good. I need to get my camera onto the computer, because you got me doing the same thing. I'm out there now. I'm like, all right, I'll set up the tripod. I'm going to take the shard of this pigeon.
Tony's got me out picking up blocks. You got Tony out doing flowers or birds.
I love it. That's great. Yeah.
But here's camouflage at its finest. Okay.
Yeah.
This is all like there's no video editing here or anything.
It looks like Al.
Well,
do you see
is
it?
Is that it right there? That little black
Is that
part?
a tick?
There is a big spider right there.
Oh wow, he blends in good.
See the back of him now? And
Wow.
his tail, his abdomen. He blends right in with all the dirt and that's there. It was just by chance I saw him scurrying along. I was like, oh, stay there for a minute.
Yeah, I take a lot of pictures, stuff like that.
Well, that's like my bumblebee pictures. I like bumblebees. There's a bumblebee that hangs around my house. I call it Mr. Bumbles. And he lands on me and everything. If I'm out sitting on the step, he was. But I'm hoping he comes back again this year. But last year he used to come up and pitch on me and just he'd walk around or he'd get on my shirt, and I don't bother him. He's only a bumblebee.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Nicole was making swats at him. I was like, leave him alone.
You might piss him off.
No.
It's just like, leave him alone. That's my friend.
He'll give you something you don't want.
My problem is he'll die.
Bumblebees before. That's because I messed up. And
Uh-huh.
that's not a user-friendly sting.
No, they got a wallop to them.
Yeah.
Well, their stinger goes in you, and when they pull away, the venom sac actually stays on the stinger and pumps venom into you.
Yeah, like a
That's
honey.
why they die afterwards. Like they can only sting you once and they'll die.
Yeah.
That's why, because they.
Yeah. When you got a whole family doing that to you, it really does suck.
Oh yeah, that can be.
I do like to see bumblebees.
Bumblebees are cool, and they're soft and furry, and when you pet them,
They're really furry, and I was following one now by one of my. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it or not, but I was following one down by one of my shelters one time, and he was flying around the ground, and he'd land and climb underneath stuff on the ground. Then he'd climb out and he'd fly around another bit, but he spent more time on the ground walking around than he did flying.
Huh.
I don't know if it was just the time of the year and he was just looking for something to eat. But I didn't have anything there sweet that I could make sweet water to put out for him or anything, or I would have.
Yeah.
But it was just interesting watching him, and I was like, geez, now I got to watch where I'm walking because I might step on a bumblebee.
Yeah.
But he was a big sucker too. He was a decent sized bumblebee.
They are. They're big.
No,
But
I'd like to have a beehive.
Tarantula wasp hawk.
Oh
wow, what an amazing critter! I mean, big, friendly, but he's like number 2 on the pain index. My kids thought I was nuts for touching him, and I was like, but he's big and he's friendly. I'm not gonna let him crawl on me, but I'll touch him. They paralyze tarantulas, lay eggs in them, then bury the tarantula while they're paralyzed, and as the egg hatch, eats everything but the heart last.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
keep it alive.
Nice critter, but
oh yeah.
Hey, fresh food is better.
Yeah. And that's the whole idea, is you keep the heart pumping till last,
Yeah.
Well, that's sort of like the joke with the pig, the smart pig. You know about that one?
No.
There had been a house fire, and the pig had gone in and got everybody out of the house, and so they all came out there and they're talking about this pig, and the family saying, yeah, he's a smart pig. I mean, he does everything. He brings in the mail. He cleaned us. He took us out. He sweeps the floor of the house. I mean, he's a smart pig. He does everything. And then the newspaper or the news reporter said, but why does he have 3 legs? And they said, well, a pig that's smart, you don't eat him all at once.
That is almost as bad as the live that I was listening to. Nicole was listening to a live last night, and I'm not going to say where it was or who it was or anything like that, but they had a pig as a pet. It was supposed to be a miniature pig, but it went to over 300 pounds.
Oh, no.
And they were saying, like, this pig, he was so good, you could call him, and he'd come to you like a dog and everything like this. And he was so smart and everything. And this one day, he went out, he fed the pig, and he went doing something. And when he came back, the pig was after getting in the swimming pool and drowning. So I was like, that's 300 pounds of bacon right there. I didn't know. What did they do? They got in a backhoe. They dug a hole. They put the pig in it. It was 300 pounds. It still wouldn't fit. They had to haul it back out of the hole. They dug deeper and they buried the pig. I was like, goodness. That's 300 pounds of meat you just buried. I don't care if it was a pet.
Like, all my animals have always been pets.
Yeah, they're always food though too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason you name them bacon, beef, chicken.
Come here, pork chop.
I mean, there's a reason you do that.
You're so nice. Look at you.
Vika just revoked my joke card. She's going to get you guys too.
But mine is not a joke. This actually happened. This actually happened. They're like, and the reason they didn't use it for food is not, and he said like it wasn't in the pool long to drown because it was still warm when he took it out of the pool. Like the pig wasn't even in there long enough to get cold.
So he would have fit in the smoker, no problem.
Yeah, but the reason they didn't eat it is because they have kids, little kids, and the kids saw the pig died, and they're not going to eat it.
Yeah, you wrap that thing in a blanket. You bury the blanket.
Yeah, you get a couple of bags of hay, and you bring bags and you stuff them full, so they're like a 40-kilogram bag of brim bag is pretty big when it's stuffed with hay. I know because I used to carry 40-kilogram bags of feed from my grandfather.
Yep.
I know how big they are.
They are.
And you stuff one of those suckers, yep, and you stick a couple of little wooden legs on it, man, you got a pig in a blanket right quick, like. Never mind the truck that pulled away that said butcher on the back.
23-pound ham.
Yeah,
that's a
oh,
long time on the smoker,
nice.
I do get, that some people get really attached to their animals and they can't foresee it being a food source.
Then you should have never got that animal.
But that's the thing. You shouldn't have gotten the animal. If you're going to get that attached to them, don't get them. They're not pets.
Even
you can make them pets.
Can taste good.
Yeah, you can make them pets, but they're typically not a pet. They are a food source. So,
I mean, Do you name your plants too? Is that corn on the cob going to be a problem when it comes to
Stanley.
harvest?
That's
I mean,
Stanley. The corn on the cob. That's Stanley.
I like it. I like it.
I got some tomato vines starting to grow there now. When they get around the room, I might name those.
Yum, yummy, yummer.
Oh goodness.
Ketchup. Sandwich.
Over easy.
Yeah.
That one's gonna be called spaghetti. He's getting kind of big.
Yeah.
Oh, I like Sandy's idea. You raise the hog and have a moment of silence before they eat. So
Yo.
Well, this is where it comes. Yeah, you raise your animals, you respect your
Dad
animals.
used to label them Rusty steak, Rusty hamburger, because the dog's name was Rusty. Our cows were dogs. I mean, it's simply how we raised them too.
But I mean, like, you got to treat your animals good. Don't get me wrong. You don't just cage them up and leave them there because they're food. No, you still got to treat them good. You got to raise them right. You gotta take care of them.
Treat them like family till they go in the toilet.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's what it all comes down to. Is you as much as you treat these animals good and with respect and kindness and look after them, and if they're sick, you get stuff to help them get better.
Yeah, and they'll love you back.
End of the day, you got a nice plump chicken or a nice big pig or like a freezer full of beef, and the thing, goats, people eat goat. I see so many people with goats as pets. There's somebody in there on the road. I was driving in one day and they had the goat down on the leash, taking it for a walk. And of course, the goat was up on top of the fence walking, and he's down on the ground looking up at the goat saying, "Get down." The goat's just looking at him. I was like, man, that'd be down pretty quick because it'd be in my freezer.
so I don't know how this conversation really got off the rails here.
Yeah. Funny how things turned around. Weren't we talking about the eclipse? That was as far
as and now we eclipsed the whole conversation with pork. That's what my brother he came on and said, looks like I came into the good time. We had spiral porky for lunch yesterday. So
I mean, I thought one of the big reasons this is stuck in my head now is because we're looking at turkey. And we got turkeys. I mean, look, we're just coming off Easter. Lots of people have turkey dinners or prime rib dinners or this, that, or everything else. And I know lots of people that raise turkeys.
Yeah.
And when they raise them, they don't eat them themselves, but they'll kill them all and sell them off. But they won't keep one for themselves because they raised them. It's like, are you for real?
Turkey is such an interesting bird. In the wild, they are intelligent.
Yeah.
But you domesticate them, and they are stupid.
Just kind of like a man, isn't it? From a woman's point of view.
Well, that probably is.
In the world, they're nice and intelligent, but when you domesticate them, they're kind of stupid.
Man, yeah.
Oh goodness. Well, I like the way that Sandy's saying that they're going to name their sliders the Total Eclipse. So that sounds good. Okay. Guys, it's we're moving into new territory here.
Hey, Glacier.
But before we go, because I know we're getting ready to end, did you have a really good trip? Because you were gone. The one.
No, he survived it though.
I survived.
The one that you survived this.
Yeah, I had the hiking trip that I went on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed my time with Don to hike together. That was wonderful. But for the very first day, I mean, we were at the trailhead getting ready to leave, and I got really dizzy. And I thought my blood sugar had tanked because I'm diabetic. And I thought, okay, my blood sugar tanked. So I had a pocket full of jelly beans, and I snarfed those jelly beans. and that sent my blood sugar through the roof. And I spent 3 days trying to get it back, and I couldn't eat. So for 3 days, we hiked through those mountains. I wasn't taking any food in. I was burning all these calories going out. And at the end of it, I was a wreck.
Oh my God.
It took me 10 days to recover from that.
That's not easy to bounce back off of.
It was hard, but now I bounced back. I'm feeling good. Hey, Glacier. Yeah,
I had a trip
I'm
like
doing
that
fine
2
now.
years ago. It was horrible. I went 3 days, no food, being absolutely active, just drinking water, drinking more water than you should consume.
Yep.
Just trying to get by.
Yep.
And doing these hikes, and it was like, oh man, how my kid, like, I can't believe you're doing these hikes. You know, he was just shocked that I'm still able to do these things without taking in any food. And it's like,
just putting water in.
It comes down to our old stubborn attitudes that we have.
Yep.
No.
I'm getting too old for that stuff. But yeah, that's what Don, the second day, I could feel each day my energy was going down. And Don said, you want to call it off? And I said, no,
I'm not quitting. You're old and stubborn to quit.
So
quit's not in the vocabulary.
The last day, the fourth day, we were hiking out, and it was 6 miles, but it's 6 miles up.
Yeah, that's what you guys are saying. It's all uphill to get out.
It was all uphill to get out, and my energy was zero. I had nothing in the tank.
Yeah.
And trying to go up there, and I would count my steps. I'd count. Well, didn't mean to do that.
Thumbs up, man.
I would count my steps, and I would get to 100, and I'd stop and take a rest. And 100 steps and stop. That's all I could do.
Listen, I'm the opposite way when I go is where I'm to. It's uphill to get to where I wants to go.
Yeah.
And usually when I'm leaving, there's one uphill, but the rest of it is flat and downhill.
That's nice.
You're on an island, though.
Yeah. I can only go so far, and then I'm in the water. No, there's no beaches here, Tony. Not like what you think. There is a few around, but not nowhere near where I am.
There's rocks, then water.
Yeah.
That's a beach.
Yeah, but it doesn't count when the rocks are the size of houses.
Your house is a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Bika. You know you're in trouble when you start counting steps.
Yeah.
It was tough. But it was still so pretty out there. So many waterfalls. It was really nice. And I'm glad I did it. I would have done it again, but
it's for the memories. It's for the memories.
Yeah,
right?
that's what we
do. It's for the memories.
Right now, Don's getting ready to. Well, Don's playing with his grandbaby.
He's up in Oregon, isn't he?
Yeah. His kids just had the granddaughter, and then so they're playing with her, and then Don's going to start the Pacific Crest Trail.
Yeah, he's doing the PCT. He's nuts. Luckily, it's a decent year in the mountains, so he doesn't have to worry about the snow as bad.
Yeah, but man, that means on that other end, you got that desert to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't. If I skipped half of California and did it, I'd be good. I've already done Washington.
Yeah,
Oregon be no big deal, but that southern half of California, you can just keep that part of the trail.
That's got to be. And there's no good time to do that.
No, there's not. I mean, if you start in maybe November and do it, it's still going to be 90s, most of the way. But
I can't. My body don't regulate that heat anymore. I just can't do it.
I overheat so bad it's not even funny. Even in the wintertime, I'm
Yeah.
sat down now, and I half the times I can't even sleep with a blanket on me, and it's the middle of the winter and the heater's down. And I'm just like, nope, it's still warm.
Well, that's the thing down in the desert. At night, when you're trying to sleep, it's not warm. It's the opposite. I mean,
No, the desert cools off
cold and
drastically.
dry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just cold and dry.
Well, I
There's
think
no
I'd rather be
frost.
cold and dry than cold and damp, the way it is here.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll start hiking some of the trail, the East Coast Trail that's here for you guys, and let you guys have a look at that.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Just brushes your back door.
Actually, the East Coast Trail starts. I have some of the East Coast Trail you've already seen because I walk up it a little bit to get to where I turn off to go to the woods. So some of it you're after seeing, a very small part of it. But it runs mostly, as you would imagine, along the coast. And there's some nice little sights that you could see along the way, like the Spout. I'd like to get down to the Spout so you guys could see that, because that's a nice little thing. So
That'd be cool.
maybe that will be in the works for this year, and I'll go on an overnight down to the Spout.
Ooh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun to see. Yeah. Guys,
I know, Dan. We ran you past dinner time.
we're gonna. I don't want to, but at the
Well, I
same
hate
time,
to say it, but I'm on the same time zone as you now.
you are, aren't you? Yeah, for the first time. I want to eat. I'm hungry. I want to eat. I want to be here. Can't have be in both places at the same time. So guess what? I'm gonna be.
Food always wins out.
Well, I really enjoyed it. Thank you guys for joining me. And it was fun to talk with all the folks that we had.
It's great to be here.
Chiming in. It was good. And yeah, let me know how your camera settings work out, Al. I mean,
I will.
I'm like Tony. I mean, even with those moonshots, I just started playing, and it was sort of counterintuitive. I started. How was it? I actually had to speed up my shutter speed a little bit because it was getting too bright, and when I sped it up a little bit, and then I could start seeing the details, and that helped me. But yeah, well, you guys take care.
You too.
Everybody, thanks for coming. Been fun.
Yep. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay on the path. God bless you. And I'll take
there
care.
we go.
Bye-bye.
See you, everyone.